Get it, fellas. Look here.
Stand by.
One for C-Lab, two for Joy Eagle, three for Wolverine to round out the trio in this episode. Everybody dies.
I finally finished Severance. I had not started watching it when you started talking about it back in the day, and I wanted to talk to you about it.
Okay.
You mentioned, I think, that the end of you didn't really like, maybe didn't enjoy or wasn't as enamored with the second season or whatever. I'm just curious your overall thoughts, maybe, and like, yeah. Now that I know what the show is about, I'm curious.
Cool. Yeah, this is interesting. I'm not prepared at all for this, but
yeah, me neither.
Yeah, I felt like the second season, like the first season established something, and then the second season did this thing. I feel this with a lot of shows lately. They go for this thing where they are setting up mysteries to try and rile you up. Like they're kind of doing this like WWF kind of like let's drama shit up, you know, and like make you go like, oh, what the fuck's happening? You know,
it's a cage match.
And and I don't fall for that anymore. So like when a show starts with like a genuine premise that's like really unique and interesting, and then they kind of switch gears and try to go for you can feel this like, oh, we're going for clicks, you know, like we're going for like, we want people to have fan theories, you know, like we're going to start, like, we're going to stop answering questions and we're going to start just creating more questions so that the community that watches the show are going to go like, ooh, what do you think is happening?
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, that's your theory? Ooh, that's interesting because I think it's this, you know, and like it's just like it becomes more about like the meta narrative than like what the show actually is. And that's kind of what I felt was happening with like the second season of Severance. Not like
Lost,
huge,
but
not hugely overtly, but like just enough in a way that I was like a little turned off by that, and that seems to be like every fucking show now. Like every show seems to be just sort of doing this thing, like whereas
we talked about it quite a bit.
Yeah. So that was, you know, overall, like I still love the show. I'm of course going to watch the next season.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I'm curious where it's going. It's very interesting premise, and I enjoy it. And the cast is fucking great, and you know, like it's a good show. I'm just a little concerned.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because I mean, I was getting through the second season, and I just remember you saying, I can't even, I think it was one of those things where you were like, oh, you know, Severance, the second season was, you know, it was all right. And then I was like, don't say anything else, don't spoil it. You know, so like I only had like that little.
Yeah, I think I'm usually fairly sensitive about not saying too much about those things. So I'm curious to hear where you're coming from. I kind of let you have it, like, you know, like you asked me. So now that I know you've seen it.
Totally. Yeah. Because it's like one of those things where I don't know. It wasn't exactly this, but you know, like sometimes someone will give you something. They'll be like, oh, have you even just saying like, have you watched the new Blah trailer yet? Is almost enough. Or even like, I went to this movie. It's like, dude, have you seen Superman yet? It's like, well, obviously you want something to talk to me. You know, you either really liked it or you really didn't. Or it's like the worst, I can't think of a good example, but the worst one is when it's like, you know, a vague thing. Oh, did you see that scene where the dude does the thing? And you're like, the what? And then you're like, the whole movie, you're like, what did they make? You're looking for the thing, you know? Kind of like detracts from the experience. So that's why I'm so protective of like spoilers and trailers and shit. But it's nonsensical at the same time.
No, as you should be, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not super sensitive to that stuff because I really will cut my own journey through things anyways. You know, even if something has been revealed to me, like I'll be like, oh yeah, oh, that's what that is. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
It feels like I've discovered an Easter egg or something.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I don't know. I'd heard good things. You know, friend of the show, Chad Strange, you know, shot me a message, and he and I like weird shit. You know, we watched Pi 50 times together, holding hands on a couch.
Yeah, I know you did.
So, he's my spirit animal. And like, so like I knew it was going to be good. Like I follow some techie podcasts and everyone was talking about it for a while, and I just didn't get to it because I just didn't have Apple TV at the time and I didn't have a lot of spare time at the time, whatever, who gives a fuck. So then just like finally getting around to, and also my partner doesn't like anything fantastical or science fiction. So like, it's like I have to watch it by myself kind of thing, which I'm fine with. I just don't have a lot of by myself time. You know what I mean? So
I feel like Severance is kind of like a bit of a cultural phenomenon, something
really
along the lines of like Game of Thrones, where like people that ordinarily wouldn't watch that kind of a thing will watch it because it's just like the shit you can talk about around the cooler, like
it's sci-fi adjacent,
in the office or whatever. Yeah, but it's definitely sci-fi adjacent. I mean, the premise
it's
is
definitely
very
sci-fi, but you can pitch it as sci-fi adjacent to someone who doesn't like sci-fi. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I think it has that, that vibe, that aura, like that's the kind of thing that like, even if sci-fi isn't your thing, you would still watch it because
you can still
like,
put up with it. It's not pew lasers.
It's just one of those shows that everybody wants to talk about, around the,
exactly to your point of the like meta. And I think like, I don't know. I mean, same, like the first season and the introduction of the concept is interesting. It being a form of escapism for Mark, who lost his wife is, it's like even just like the severing thing, like the having the two different embodiments of yourself it's a really interesting concept. So
just to not have to think about your wife for, 8
exactly.
hours
and just
every
like
day,
check out,
like, it's like, it's almost like a form of suicide, but in this case, but
and then you
like,
get into the like, later on in the first season and the second season stuff where it's just like you get into the like, what is a person and how do you separate that, and like who has the right to be alive, and then like the conversations inside the severed floor that's like person stopping existing and dying, et cetera, et cetera. So like it's interesting. I feel like we ended up kind of like maybe a little bit like Lost, I never, ever had time for Lost. I just didn't give a fuck. Hey, Kev. And, I have a, like, honestly, if I'm being honest, I have kind of like a hatred towards the like wankification of the like Lost kind of shit. Like I like Damon Lindelof, but just, like we were just talking a minute ago about Westworld season 1. Like Westworld season 1 blew my fucking socks off, and then it just kind of just didn't. And it was exactly what you said of like trying to like out wow and out confuse on repeat.
Yeah,
and I just don't give a fuck. And like you said, you don't fall for it anymore. I think that's the best phrasing. Like I just don't fall for it anymore. I don't care. I didn't really find that as much here. But we're talking about Severance.
No, I felt like there was an opening for that kind of a thing to start happening.
Yeah,
in the second season of Severance,
for sure.
And I don't want that for that show because I really love it. That was kind of where I was. I was like, I feel like they're starting to like create drama for drama's sake.
Yeah,
they're starting to like.
Especially as things kind of
to the meta narrative, to the conversation around the cooler, and trying to create more questions and less answers for that saucy, like just for the community to be like, ooh, what do you think's happening?
Yeah.
It's like, I just don't care. Like, just tell me what's happening. Like, tell me a story. I don't want to make the story up for you. Tell me the story. It doesn't
need to be like, I leave everything up for the audience to decide.
And it wasn't there yet, but I felt like there was like...
It was creeping into it.
An opening to go in that direction.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's it. I just want to
creeping up on it. Creeping up on it in a way that like set off like an alarm,
Yeah, that's it. It was a perfectly timed... We just did a little cul-de-sac, Kev, where we didn't feel like we had much to say about this movie. It was like, let's talk about this other thing first, and maybe Kev will join. So perfectly timed. How are you?
Good enough. Sorry I'm late.
That's okay. We were just talking about Severance.
So did you talk about 3 O'Clock High, or did
no,
you just
not
talk
yet.
about Severance?
We were just about to. We're kind of like just about to jump in.
Chad is now Chad is not working.
Yeah, that was from last week.
It's a bit meta.
It's changed.
This is speaking of meta.
I don't. You know what? I only watched 2 episodes of Severance, so I just caught like what Ben said, and I don't know. Now I'm disappointed. I don't really want to watch the rest of the show.
No, you should watch it. You should totally watch it. I just
totally watch it.
Yeah, it's a phenomenon that I've noticed that a lot of shows are like catering to the meta narrative and like creating unnecessary drama or mysteries just to sort of get like a conversation going and around the water cooler, so to say.
Yeah.
And I just I don't like that. I just want a good show, I don't
like that either. That's what I know. I immediately was like, when I heard you say that, I was like, I feel like this keeps coming up.
Yeah.
This keeps coming up more and more as we go through the content that we're going through.
I think my position on this one though is like, my personal opinion is that I don't think this show has done that yet from my perspective. But what I think this conversation highlights to me is that I am now suspicious of every show until proven otherwise.
Yeah.
And I haven't been proven otherwise here, but I also haven't been lostified here, So like,
yeah,
I think that's maybe where I'm at with it. I think next season is make or break for whether it is or isn't,
Right.
Yeah, and I hope that doesn't happen. I just like warning, like
yeah,
it tripped an alarm.
The canary just fell over.
I don't know about this. This might not be. So
the canary is breathing heavily in its cage and just fell over, and maybe it'll get back up.
So Chad and I got diverted on like a whole like Alien franchise thing that. Last week,
I was listening. I didn't re-listen to it, but we went on for like an hour.
We did, but part of that conversation was sort of like a offshoot of a conversation I had with Caleb with Funk Bagus, like during the week, because he had messaged me and was like, "Oh, I'm watching Alien Covenant. What do you think?" And I was like, "I don't know. I didn't see it. I couldn't remember what you guys had said about it." And then he ended up watching that and Romulus, and then I watched Covenant finally, and then I watched, and then we started talking about Alien Earth and blah, 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 blah. I ended up saying to him in that conversation what you said, Ben, when we had that conversation about HBO a while ago, about how they're so great about like getting these shows off the ground with these incredible concepts and cool stories, great actors, all that, and they just suck at landing the plane. Because he had mentioned the same thing about another show on Apple TV, and I said the thing about HBO, but I also said that, that's kind of upsetting because I feel like the stuff that was coming out of Apple, just according to like what most people were telling me, because I don't have Apple TV and I haven't had the opportunity to watch a lot of that stuff, is that the shows were really rock solid from beginning to end. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of,
it's like HBO-ish.
It's kind of like what you said when I jumped on now is kind of, resonating with that, you know what I mean? And it's like the part about like, just tell me a great story, man. Stop,
stop trying
creating,
to make it about the meta narrative.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
well, that, and also like, I don't want to write the story for you. You know what I mean? Like that comment too really resonates, it's like, what, just write a fucking good story, man.
But it feels like it's like the broad it kind of like makes me think like the broader point. And we talked about this actually in our MCU, like episode 5, where it was like,
wow,
we talked about how they landed the plane. They landed it. It's like, oh, cool.
Right.
For Endgames, like they landed it. Good for them. Congratulations. Yeah. And now like fucking 4 years later, we might feel differently about that comment. But like, it seems like it's literally like, I remember one time I was on a fucking school kind of camp kind of trip with other kids from other schools, and I was probably like, I don't know, like 10 years old or whatever. And so I was sitting next to this kid, and he was like, let's tell jokes. And so he told me a joke. And then I had this like, I'm really bad at telling jokes. You know, like my humor is more situational. My dad is really good at telling jokes. He remembers all these fucking jokes. And I think like what happened is I started telling a joke and then I forgot the joke. Like I was like, it fell apart. But like I was like, I'll just bluster through it and just like make shit up
when that happens.
You know, and I just remember, I like viscerally remember this kid being like, and then just like the conversation just tapers off.
Yeah.
And it's like the idea is like, it is hard to land a joke. It is hard to tell a story. It is hard. It's the hardest part beyond getting the idea is landing it. And I just think fundamentally we seem to have a broad inability to land shit, you know, like as a moment in culture. I don't know.
I think part of that is that a lot of stuff is being written as it comes along.
That's excellent point. It's they're building the plane while they fly.
Reacting, you know, it's like whatever. Whenever I've DJ'd, you know, like sometimes you're always, for me, I'm always like, shit, did I put the right song on? You know, like, should I put something else on? Because like, I don't know. A couple people left the dance floor. Fuck. Like, what am I doing? You know, like you're always like the feedback is in real time. So you're like, oh shit, you know, or it's like stories used to be written in a vacuum because somebody wanted to write a fucking story.
Yeah.
And now things are being done in front of everybody and you're getting feedback in real time.
Yeah.
And like it's affecting the story where I don't think it should. I think the story should just.
You're not going to get funded for the next season if you don't wham and bam and thank you, ma'am.
Right. But I think what Ben is saying, and I think it's important, is that people are, if I'm reading you right, Ben, that they're getting the feedback in real time, meaning like comments on the internet. And that's obviously influencing them, and then they're like writing things in a different direction, which is death. I mean, that's like creative death, you know. And just to give you another perspective,
as an artist, you should give yourself the room to ignore that shit. You know,
absolutely, 100%, man. And just let me inject this other thing in there because what you were saying made me think of it. Like when I was doing stage plays, this used to come up a lot where we would talk about, you know, the director and the actors and everything would talk about how, you know, these certain plays, like, and some of these were written contemporarily, right? Like meaning in modern times. And some of them were written 100 years ago or more, even in the case of Shakespeare. I mean, he doesn't really count, but
whatever. There's old shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of the times what would happen is that, and, you know, I inquired about it, you know, at one point, and I would get various different answers, but a lot of people agreed that, like, you know, what happens is like the writers start writing and they have like all of this piss and fire coming out of the gate. And so act 1 is great. And then act 2 is kind of great to okay. And then the third act just kind of falls apart because the writer runs out of juice, runs out of steam. And then the third act just kind of ends up being not as great. Now, that's not the case with all of them, but a lot of the time, that's what happens. So to kind of cut everybody in, like right now that's writing, to kind of cut them a break, like that's not exactly a new thing. What is new is the real-time feedback and then going, oh, well, let me pivot here because the fans don't like it. Fuck that, man. Just write the story. It's either going to be great because you ignored it, or it's still going to suck. You know, either way, you've got a better situation because you've just went forward and you finished the thought, the project, whatever, on your own without the feedback. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the way it should be. Like to what you just said, Ben. You know what I mean? It's like just
be more willing to fail and less tempted to like change course because.
Right,
the feedback that's coming in,
some fucking
and
in real time.
I kind of feel like what happens now is that they get the feedback. They're so afraid of failing, and that goes from like the writers all the way up to the top brass, say at like a large production company, and they're so afraid of failing. They're like, "Oh, well, we got to do it like this." And I think that's where you're like, you know, your studio suit meddling comes in. You know, oh, we're so afraid to fail. We're so afraid to fail, and it's just like, and then you fuck with it, and then it sucks. And then you just want to pretend like it didn't happen, or like literally what like Disney has done in certain cases is like literally erase the shit from the face of the earth and be like, oh, it didn't happen.
Yeah,
it's like you can't do that. You have to do exactly that. You have to be afraid to fail and just be like, all right, yeah, this didn't fucking work. But it's like it would have failed either way. So just let it be.
You have to like, I'm not a producer. I don't have billions to like sink into getting shit made. But like,
sure,
I feel like the people that do that need to be willing to ride it out.
Fuck yeah.
Like these things are not short-term investments; they're long-term investments. So something
Especially
might not do well upon release, but eventually, like it's eventually the people that appreciate it find it, and then they elevate it, and then they buy every possible thing from that IP to so like. And that happens a lot, like it doesn't always, like success doesn't always happen in real time. Like it often happens after the fact.
Sure. Shit. Some of the most famous artists in the world were not famous when they were alive. It's also not a new thing.
Or if we just talk about films for a second, I mean, it's like how many cult films did absolutely abysmally, and then they found their audience later, because I think, quite frankly, like some people just, or certain stories and properties, they were just not ready to be seen yet, man. They were not ready to be exactly right. So later on, they find their audience, and then people
they just didn't find their audience right away.
Right.
Yeah.
But like Blade Runner is an example of that. Like look what Rocky Horror did over the years, man. I mean, that thing like just turned into like its own fucking universe. You know what I mean? It's great. Tons of movies we've done have been, cult films.
Yeah.
That's what cult films are.
Yeah. I think, to agree, you have to be like, okay, I fucking believe in this. If it doesn't pan out, it doesn't pan out.
Yeah.
As opposed to like hedging your bets with
I get the flip side,
it's
though.
Just, I mean, I understand, but like, then you're in the wrong fucking business.
I was just going to say that. Like, man. Exactly. Go do something else.
This isn't like your main objective shouldn't be to like get a return on investment.
Yeah.
If you're putting your money into art in general,
it's art or
like,
it's not.
Yeah,
I think like George R.R. Martin
invest in it because you believe in it, and if nobody else believes in it, then you gotta
fuck them.
Choke that down.
I kind of feel like it's easier said than done, though. Like I think my hunch, and I have nothing to back it with, but my hunch with the George R.R. Martin shit,
of course it is. It's easier for me to say because I'm not doing it. But
yeah, exactly. But I feel like the George R.R. Martin thing is like he's quote unquote writing the last book of Game of Thrones, where it resolves all of the threads that he spent 20 years weaving. And like, I think that it's plausible that he shared his kind of rough outline with the showrunners, and they made a fucking mockery of it. And the world said, this is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen. I hate it. And it would take all the wind out of George R.R. Martin's sails. And he's just like, well, now it's like impossible. Either I write a better version of what my original concept was and prove them wrong, or I have to pull a rabbit out of a fucking hat, or I just sit on my ass and fucking, enjoy my wealth.
Also kind of, in some ways, he's freer than he was before the show happened, right?
But it would take a lot of courage to wrap it up, I think. Like, I have sympathy. I would also like the story, but
fuck it, do what you want to do at that point, like, and if people don't like it, fuck them,
fuck them,
whatever. But there needs to be a degree of that, I think, and I think
you're right.
In some respects, like especially with shows, things that are like there, like on a sort of a long-term basis, where you're constantly getting feedback in real time. Like, there's a lot of chickenhood that goes on, with the writing process, or like. Instead of writing a good story, you start writing to like dramatize things or create more questions than there are answers, so that it becomes less about what was cool about the show in the first place, and more about like what the meta conversation is. Yeah, it becomes navel gazy. It's like, I mean, I think like real time feedback could be good in a lot of ways, but it shouldn't happen. It shouldn't steer the ship so quickly, like it should be like, okay, you did that. We didn't like that.
Right.
So here's our feedback, like it shouldn't be like per episode. Like right. I don't know that last episode. It didn't really agree with what my fan theory was about what was happening, and
right.
I'm pissed off about that because I really like that character, and you killed them off, and it's like
right. But that's the problem.
Yeah, it should
too
like,
fast.
and then you have people that are like artists going like, oh, like second guessing their choices, and like
that's when everything gets fucked up, buddy. You know what I mean? Like you're saying,
yeah.
And I think it happens too quick. I think everything is happening too quickly. One of the things that I think is wrong right now, just in general, is that everything happens too quickly. So you don't have, like, Rush can't put out an album and go, you know what, we're going to use more keyboards on this album and really, lean on that hard. And then the fans, kind of respond through album sales and feedback and go, you know what, I'm not really feeling that, man. I'm feeling that 2112 shit more than I'm feeling this Hold Your Fire shit. You know what I mean? And then sure. they configure and they vector in a new direction. You know what I mean? Like, that's more naturalistic than the speed at which everything is happening now. You know what I mean? Like,
right. Well, I mean, in that case, they were literally like, "Hey, we're using new technology. Like, we're being more creative.
Here, we're going to,
and this is fucking cool, and we like this."
Yeah.
And then at a certain point, they themselves, like it wasn't like their audience steered them in a direction. They were kind of more like, you know what? I miss this. Like, like let's get some old tube amplifiers out and fucking make some rock and roll.
Right.
Like. Yeah. And it just so happened to be that like there was a significant part of their audience that was like, yeah, please, yes, that's what we want,
Right.
Like,
and then
I'm like, no, man, bring the fucking synthesizers back out. What are you doing? What's going on? Like,
Well, and then we got an album like Counterparts, which is more like heavy hard rock. You know what I mean? Kind of harken back to the sort of older days, but
yeah.
Even though my example may not have been the best, but
no, it is the best because it expects a person to change immediately, and like none of us develop immediately. Like the societal expectation is that everything that you come out needs to be either as good as the thing that's impossible to achieve again, lightning in a bottle, or you need to completely fucking reinvent yourself every time, and both are impossible. Yeah,
totally impossible, man.
It's a great example too because it's foolhardy, really, to try and change. Like you're always going to disappoint somebody.
100%,
definitely.
Like, like you're always like somebody's always going to be left in the lurch based on any decision that you make.
Yes.
I think people who appreciate stuff, like for the most part, shouldn't be so rigid.
Yes.
People should be a little more pliable. Like okay.
Well, and that's something that I've learned from
like
you, Benny, and you, Kev, to a degree too, is like I have been too rigid in my appreciation of TV and movies, and over the course of the show, like have definitely been like, that's not for me, and that's okay, or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
And I'll take it as it is. And I think
there's that in music. I mean, have you ever met a Deadhead? I mean,
yeah,
sure.
like I don't have anything against the Dead. Like the songs, they have some songs that I fucking love.
Sure.
They have some songs that I fucking hate.
Sure. Also, yes.
But the songs that are really good are really fucking good, man. But like there are some people out there that just like have no room for anything in their lives but the Dead, and they're willing to like. I raised the question the other day with somebody. I was like, okay, so like, what happens when Bob Weir's dead?
Yeah.
Does Dead and Company still keep going?
Right.
Do you stop listening to music?
Like, are you gonna still keep going to see, in quotes, the Dead? Like when there's nobody left,
when they're actually fucking.
But it's
dead.
like John Mayer and like some other dudes, like that have sort of been in the trail of like when does it become Dead the next generation? And do you care? Or are you going to still keep going?
What is your general opinion?
Got some
Benny on musicians swapping out in bands and the bands keeping going and stuff. I mean, I assume it's case by case, but
I think it's okay to a certain point, right?
Yeah.
When you have, like Dead and Company, yeah, there's like two people left, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's Bob Weir and I think Mickey Hart, and everybody else is gone, so that's getting thin, like I know they're still doing good shows. I know people still enjoy going to see it. And sure. I know that everybody that's not an original member is like really like stepping up and being faithful to the original stuff and like really taking it seriously and doing a great job, including John Mayer, but I just wonder, like, when is it going to become like, the Dead did like Franklin Tower into, Help on the Way into Your Body is a Wonderland, it's like, I just
Scarlet Fire into Your Body.
Sorry, it was like a Franklin Slipknot, fucking Your Body is a Wonderland, and I think
it's bang on, dude. It's fucking bang on.
So that's like where I stand, I'm like, when is it? Like, okay, there's two people left. Like who, like if Bob Weir's the last one left, is that going to be more okay?
Well,
like,
if all of them are gone, is it a cover
Mickey,
band at that stage? Like, where's the line?
It's already a cover band. It's already a tribute band, essentially. And it just depends on what you call it.
Feels like 50% is the line.
What it is.
Like when 50% of the original members are gone, maybe it's time to rename.
Yeah, the thing about something like the Dead is there's already like a shit ton of like tribute bands out there that are like there's like whatever, like Max Creek, has been out there for and Max Creek has like original music, but they've always done like Dead covers, and they've always sort of been associated with the Dead, and they've been out there for a million years. What makes them less legitimate than John Mayer and company? I just there's just a certain point where it's like, what the fuck is going on here?
I mean, I agree with Ben. I think it's like it's like Queen. Like Queen's awesome. Queen's this, Queen's that. Like, like right now they're doing like, kind of a Queen and Friends thing with Adam Lambert. It's like Adam Lambert's like a great vocalist, there's no question about it. I mean, he's not Freddie Mercury. Nobody expecting him to be Freddie Mercury. But it's like there's only two original members playing with Queen. So it's like, what are we talking about? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
that was a 4-member band in the first place,
Right, exactly. So it's like, what are we now? We're something different is what you are. You know what I mean? Like, yes.
I mean, it seems like across the spectrum of conversation, we're talking about how diluted is too diluted when it comes to art. If you're being diluted through the feedback loop, you're being diluted through the business people making demands, you're being diluted through being expected to change yourself so fast that you can't keep up. And then there's the tribute band. Like, there's nothing wrong with enjoying going to a tribute band or a cover band show, but it ain't art? Question mark. I don't know.
I think where I was going is like, when did the Deadheads give up? Like,
yeah.
When and I'm using, it's not, and they're not the only example, but like there's a lot of people that are like super fanatic about one thing, and like what happens when you take that away from them? Like, where do they go? What do they do? And so there will always be room for something to exploit them, essentially. Like whoever was the last person to play with Bobby is the torchbearer now. And it's like, no, they're gone, dude. Like, let them die. Like, let them be, let people play their music for the rest of time. Like,
sure,
they deserve that. That's great. But like, don't gatekeep who gets to do it or something, yeah. Like, and I think that's where I was going with that, was that, like, just that idea of, whatever it was piggybacking off of previously, is that idea of a group of people just like being willing to kind of accept whatever you give them because they don't have any other place they feel like they can, call home.
And they defend that territory. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and to a degree, they have the right to decide what's next. But I look at it and go, you guys are pretending. Move on.
Well, you don't have to go along for the ride.
You know?
They have the right to dictate, but they don't have the right to force you to come along, you know?
Right.
Well, they have the right to do whatever they want to do. I just think there's something to be said for letting it go, you know?
Yeah. I like how we start talking about one thing and we end up with like, it's all like the Buddhist, like a lack of attachment that needs to be brought into the equation here. Like it kind of really is it really. It's like non-attachment and presence, you know, like, I don't know. I think,
Yes.
I guess maybe it's like the creation of art is so, I don't even know what, fantastical, like so unknowable that whenever art is created, you're just like more, you know, but it's like, it's not how it works, you know, like,
I mean, as somebody who has written music, you know, or done stuff like that, like,
yeah,
it really does kind of come from somewhere outside yourself.
I totally believe it.
Or it comes from a part of yourself that you're not able to just like, you know, stick a tap into like a maple tree, you know, like it's just like things come from somewhere.
Yeah.
That's cool, you know, like
it's super cool. And I feel like the original kind of space that we were discussing things is like a feedback loop from the outside. It's like meditation almost, where like if you're in a meditative state and you get interrupted, it gets interrupted. So like an artist creating art, like a person creating a season of a show, and they're all like locked in a writer's room and there's no one from the outside providing feedback, like that can get broken. That spell can get broken. And once it's broken, there's no going back to it, you know? It's like a dream. If you wake up from the dream is gone. You can't get back to that dream.
If you're an artist writing a story, then like interruptions from the outside or people constantly being like, I don't know, I don't like that, you know?
Yeah.
Is not
breaks the dream.
Or being like, I think you should do this, or, you know, like, or you know, like whatever, like any suggestions from the outside world kind of bastardize like the creative process.
Well, there's a difference too between feedback and inspirato, you know? So like you may be in the process of creating something and you just kind of get to a point where you're nowhere with it, right? Or you can't go any further with it, or whatever the case may be. And then, you know, you got to go out into the world to get inspirato, but that's a process that's unto thyself. You know what I mean?
Different,
like it's still within the person. You know what I mean? So you can go out and look around and walk around and talk to people and get inspiration and then continue on. And that's that's the way it's done classically, and that's totally different from this meta real-time feedback bullshit scenario that we're talking about. Yeah, exactly. You know,
well, it's like it's hard to sit down in Times Square and meditate, you know, like because of the speed of the world around you, as opposed to sitting down in a forest. You know, I for whatever reason I'm stuck on the dream analogy, where it's like when you're having a dream, no matter how good it is, and your alarm goes off, like, that's broken, dude. You ain't getting back to it, you know? Maybe you do the next day, maybe, but it's pretty hard to do. And the inspiration
I have dove back in, though.
Sure.
A couple times.
I mean, you'd be like thankful for the luckiness of being able to do that.
So lucky.
But it's rare, right? Like, I feel like it's
rare. It's like literally a handful of times.
I feel like it's a reasonable analogy for the creative process, where like, it's a fragile thing, you know. I've never created music, but like I've definitely created with my hands, you know. Like I'm a maker at heart, so it's a fragile thing. Ideas are fragile things, and then other people chiming in with their ideas, like it can break the original idea.
Sure.
So I don't know. We started with go.
I was just gonna say it's like it's like comment sections, you know. It's something I've heard Joe Rogan talk about a lot, you know, where he's like, I don't listen to that shit. He's like, it doesn't matter. I just don't care. He's like, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. People start hating it. They start hating it. They love it and they keep going. Great. Like, whatever. He's like,
I feel like there could be gold in there, but you have to wade through so much non-gold, you know?
Well, the problem is that it's whatever it is infects your mind, whether it's good or bad, and it affects your choices, and it affects all that stuff, and then it takes you in a different direction and gets you right back to what exactly what we're talking about, right?
Yeah, sure. So I mean, for Severance, I think like I don't think it crossed the line, but I definitely feel like it's squeaking near it, and it's because I have a distrust of all media now, and I hope the next season is good. I definitely think you should check it out though, Kev. It's very much worth.
It's only a lack of access that's preventing me. I mean, I will say that because I did watch it, it was very cool, and I wanted to keep watching it. I just don't have Apple TV, and I can't add it in at the moment. But I did. The only new thing that I'm watching is Alien Earth now. So I've gotten through two episodes of that, and I'm, kind of curious to see where that goes. Yeah. Although, like you, I'm very much like you. I'm very distrustful. I'm very kind of like, not just because it's the Alien franchise and everything that we talked about last week, but it's just this kind of distrust of like, are you going to do anything with this? Because again, like, I can be adaptable, man, and I can like sit and sort of appreciate where somebody wants to go, even if it's not exactly what I love, right? Like I'm thinking about Westworld right now because you mentioned that right when I got on. Like Westworld was
that first season,
really
10 out of 10,
really cool. Yeah, and I mean, even when they got out, like, and we got into Pinkman, like I was like, okay, and. Some cool elements here, and then it's just like whatever.
I still
happened
haven't
to that
watched
show.
the latest season from someone who was frothing about 10 out of the first season.
Yeah, exactly, man. So it's like I don't know. And then I always think back to Ben's comment. Now it's like like it's not just HBO, but it's like can you land the plane, dude? No. Answer sadly is no. It seems like more often.
Well, that makes sense. I don't know.
Sure.
If 99 out of 100 businesses go out of business, it's the same. It wouldn't surprise me if it's the same ratio. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, I mean, look, I had a quick chat with Caleb last night, and like we were talking, we just touched on Alien Earth for a second, and I was like, there's really cool stuff and cool concepts going on, but it's like I know the disappointment's coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like I hate that I even think that because I don't like being
and that's
that
what we're
negative,
talking about.
But it's like
literally.
Yeah, right. I know the disappointment's coming.
I don't. Chad, do you care
about what?
Because I don't want to about Alien Earth.
Nope.
Specifically, sorry, I disappeared for a minute because Bruce.
No, I do not.
Bruce dropped a small dead mammal onto the carpet of my room, and I had to.
Nicely done, Bruce. No, I do not give a fuck about Alien Earth. I'm guessing that it's an alien that kills everyone except for one person over the course of a season. That's the gripe fest that we had about it last week. So I have no need to avoid spoilers.
Have you been watching it, Kev? Or
I am.
no?
I got to the end of season 2.
Couple of episodes.
Yeah, I was waiting to fire up episode 3. I just didn't. Have not had the time the last couple of days.
I feel like I was all into it for the first 2 episodes, and like by the end of episode 3, I was like, they're fucking doing it.
Yeah,
well, that's exactly what Kevin just said they were going to do.
Yeah.
They're doing that thing where they're stopping, like they're not answering questions anymore. They're just
taking
creating
off their helmets and
new unnecessary ones.
Yeah,
and
more problems.
Trying to create like a conversation about it instead of tell a story. And that I fucking hate that.
They're just creating more problems that they're gonna in a franchise that already has a lot of problems. Right, because that's what we sort of touched on last week.
Well, we ended up at fucking Apple headquarters in this conversation, where this new generation of people that don't understand the fundamentals of the thing, that are fucking it up.
There's a lot they're doing right,
There's a lot of cool stuff. Absolutely,
there's a lot they're doing right. I just want a cohesive story. I don't want WWF. I don't want reality TV. In a fictional TV show,
Right.
I just want, tell me a fucking story. Don't keep like
Raw
creating
Jericho. no.
You know, like
that's what's coming.
like,
I mean, it's turning into
make-
the Idiocracy TV set at this stage.
Dude, Idiocracy is a documentary.
I
Okay,
can't
let's be
fucking
real.
believe how topically relevant it
really
is.
is.
It
It's
just
so crazy,
continues to
dude.
be. Anyways, let's have a 5-minute conversation about 3 O'Clock High.
Let's just start with a high level, man. What did you guys think about this movie?
Sure. Okay, I'll go.
I don't know who chose it. It
can't
ended up
remember.
on the rolling list that we have.
Oh, was it on a
was
rolling
sort of
list for a while? Okay.
Time, yeah. It was on a rolling list. Somebody threw it out there, and we threw
Yeah.
it on a list, and we've been waiting a month or two to do it.
I might have suggested it. Chrissy Snaps and I watched it about a month ago.
Oh, there you go.
And then I watched it again because I wanted to be refamiliarized with like
Fresh.
the
Clear.
bits and bobs, as it were.
But I've never heard of this
Very-
one. This was before my time.
Okay.
Yeah, so this was definitely for at least a period of time a Hey Beastmasters on.
Okay.
Definitely.
Makes sense.
It was I saw it multiple times when I was a kid because it was just one of those movies that was on.
Yes.
It's got kind of a bizarre cast, right? Like there's not a shit ton of stuff with Casey Simisco,
No.
as far as I understand it.
But also some
yeah.
really crazy movies that I really love that he's in that I'm like, who was he in that? Wait, who was he in that?
Well, let me take that back. He's apparently like kind of an 80s icon. But it's
Yeah,
an
for
it's
sure.
an 80s movie, you know, and I just enjoy it. It's like I wasn't like laughing hysterically watching it in either of the times I recently watched it, but like
Right.
it's just got a lot of funny shit. I like the way it's filmed. Like it's got like it's just got all these like weird kind of zoomy jump cuts and like goofy
Yeah.
shit
Yep.
going on.
Yeah.
Kind of Hannah-esque.
Yeah, it's got a good cast, and yeah, I mean, there's not a million things to say about it, but if you're like, yeah, maybe I should just leave it there. But I was going to say, or getting it edited out or whatever. I was going to say, like, if you're looking for another like kind of iconic 80s movies to watch and you haven't seen this, then it's definitely
It's adjacent.
one of those, you know.
Yeah. It catches the edge of the moment for sure. And for you, Kev, was it nostalgia or I've never heard of it.
I mean, I didn't see this a zillion million times. I've seen it plenty, and I love this movie, and I loved it, and it held up, like it looked exactly as I remember it, dude. And the jump cut style was different and cool, and kept the pacing going. And it was also, for me now, looking back, very reminiscent of Parker Lewis Can't Lose, right?
Sure.
Which actually
Yeah.
came out in 1992. And like the whole time I was watching this, I was like, dude, this is so Parker Lewis. But really, Parker Lewis is probably so this.
So
So
this.
they,
Yeah,
they
that's
may have drawn inspiration. I don't know. But I mean, Parker Lewis was exactly like this. Just it was like jump cuts, swooshes, noise, like even more though, like more noises, more this, more that. And that only lasted one season like that. And then the tool bag producers went in and they were like, no. And they cut the title of the show down to Parker Lewis instead of Parker Lewis Can't Lose. And they lost a lot of the really cool shit that people loved about it and just kind of basically robbed it of its soul, which was unfortunate. But that's what this reminded me of now. I loved it when I was younger. Most people, I would say, have had some kind of situation like that with like some kind of bully. I certainly did when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah,
man. And I was
definitely.
like, just this, it resonates, man, with anybody that's had a situation like this where they're, getting sort of pigeonholed or forced into a fight that they don't want. So yeah, I really enjoyed it, man. It was great to watch it again. It held up,
Yeah,
Chad.
Parker Lewis is interesting. So for me, like I said, I never heard of it. I definitely think it's very flavorful of the era, and it firmly fits in the schoolish genre, the little subgenre that
No
we've
doubt.
talked about many a time. And like I think I didn't really mind. I was whelmed. I was fine. I was like, yeah, this is interesting. As the movie went on, I got more into it, I think.
Sure.
And then to your point about the cast, maybe just as like a very quick de-sac, it was like, who is this kid? And then
quick to sack.
He's a nobody. And then it's like, wait a minute, Back to the Future, fucking Stand By Me, Biloxi Blues, Young Guns. Like, what the fuck? Like, why do I not recognize this guy? You know, so it makes me want to watch all those again to be like, oh yeah, there he is. Oh yeah, you know.
Yeah.
But what is the most attractive thing for me about this at a high level? I think is the kid destroying his life as a survival mechanism, you know, him going from like having one infraction to like planting switchblades and stealing money and just everything in his power to avoid the confrontation, which I think is quite cool. And I kind of like the most 80s-ified thing is the third act where he is like, I'm not a pussy, I will fight you, and he wins.
Yeah.
Like, that's the most 80s thing ever.
Fuck you, give me my goddamn money back.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
fucking fight you. Fuck it.
But I kind of love it. I kind of love that it is that, like, totally unrealistic, fantastical thing. And, like, at some point in the second act, I was like, this is the what Kev said before about, like, the nerdy guy got to write a script about, like... Definitely the outcome was different than when the nerdy guy went through it when he wrote the script. Like, he got fucking hung up on a fucking coat hook by his underwear, but he's gonna write that he wins the brass knuckle fight in front of the whole school here, you know? So
Yeah.
there's a kind of a lot to love, even though it's pretty ridiculous, I guess. And it definitely firmly fits in the 80s space. So that's kind of where I was at.
Just to go to like Casey Shimashko for a minute, like this guy, like, I don't know. I kind of felt like it was weird that he was starring in this movie because, like, when it came out, I didn't know who he was. I didn't know anything about him. But of course, he had done Stand By Me the year before, and he had a pretty significant part.
Yeah, I don't remember him in that.
Sort of in the, he was in the older kids gang, you know, with Kiefer Sutherland, who played Ace, right?
Okay.
And then, of course, for me personally, his most famous was Young Guns. You know, like, I loved that movie, and I've seen it like 8 bazillion times, literally.
It's been too long.
We got to do that one.
We do need to do that. That's a great.
Let's do it next week.
lesson.
Let's do a Young Guns next week. I'll do it now, Young Guns.
Dude. All about it, dude. Carl would be happy about that.
Yeah, we're kind of on a Western kick lately.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
And this is kind of Westernish, you know, in the Nuggets Not Fun. They talk
It
about
very
being
much
a
is.
racist-
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Kind of like Brick was
Yeah.
that's actually like a micro genre, dude. You have like the school based reimaginations of a genre subgenre. You know, this is the Western in school.
Yeah.
And Brick was the
Kinda,
noir
man.
in school, you know?
Totally.
Yeah, sure. I mean, he I don't know. I kind of felt like he just dropped off the face of the earth. And I
Seems
felt
to
that way
have.
about actors before. And then, you know, it turns out they've been doing Broadway for 10 years or whatever.
Sure,
like this
yeah,
guy,
right.
I just quickly looked him up. Like he did movies
a
up
bunch of
until
shit.
2009, and he did TV up until 2016. You know, and really 2018 if you count video games. He did a little Red Dead Redemption 2, some voice work, but I mean, he was working pretty steadily throughout all of that time. You know what I mean? Just nothing
Fair
in
bit
like
of
the
TV,
stratosphere, which is like whatever. Okay, you know,
But he was quite enjoyable.
Yeah.
He did a
I
good job.
love him. I think he's great. That's the thing. You know,
I think I happen to know him most from this movie personally.
Okay.
yeah, this
I like
and
that.
Young Guns definitely for me. This and Young
Yeah.
Guns.
I'm sure I haven't seen Young Guns
And way too
in a
long.
very long time.
Way too long.
Yeah. Sure.
I definitely had
Okay,
a
I
moment.
s-
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say I saw that one like at the cinema,
Young
and I don't
Guns,
think I've
yeah.
seen it since. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I saw Young Guns 1 in the cinema, but definitely Young Guns 2 because it was a cultural phenomenon. But that's me and always having the 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's the young cousinification of media.
Casey Shimashko.
Yeah, no, it was there was a moment in the viewing where I was like, yeah, this is interesting, but it's no Ferris Bueller. You know, like I feel like it's like
It's not.
I feel like this is not fair, but it's like a B school genre movie. perfectly fine. Like it's a B+ or whatever, but I can kind of see why it didn't take off. And I really actually like the Parker Lewis comparison because like it's not TV quality, like it's better than, but it's like it kind of fits better in the Parker Lewis space than it does in the Ferris Bueller space.
You could almost break this up and make it into a Parker Lewis like 4-part.
You kind of could.
Like,
I mean, I think
weird.
like, but the thing that's so great about it is the trope of like it's one day in the life where his entire world is destroyed and reborn as a phoenix from the fucking ashes. You know, like it's the classic hero's journey bullshit. You know, but
it's also the nerd's fantasy coming true. You know, it was like the
100%.
bully movie. The bully movie with the outcome you wanted to see if you were the one that had ever gotten beaten up, you know, which I had. So I was like, oh man, this is fantastic.
This is great. Yeah. It's
This
the
is
movie
great,
equivalent of
guys.
thinking of The Comeback 3 days
It does
later.
happen. You know,
Sure,
it does happen. Sometimes the bully underestimates their prey, you know.
Yeah.
They're prey. Jesus.
100%. I mean, that's accurate though.
That's accurate. That's 100% accurate.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It's not always as dramatic, but you know.
But you get into the full fantasy of it at the end there with the teacher coming in and fucking Jim Morrison's yoked fucking cousin giving him a smirk and all the money back, you know?
Mm. Yeah. You know, I mean, I don't know. It's exactly that. It's exactly the everything pans out perfectly for the victim, you know.
Yeah.
In this movie, you know, and you're like rah rah rah, you know, go go go, and he.
How fucking 80s is the last scene where like now he's got 3 girls to choose from? 80s fucking. It's like,
oh my god,
okay, dude,
that's the ultimate. Yeah, that was the ultimate
so
fantasy.
fucking 80s,
you know what I mean?
dude.
Yeah, totally.
Including
80s,
the English teacher.
Right?
So good, dude. So dumb.
And the girl, like I forgot about the girlfriend, man, Franny. You know, just
The goth one.
God, she
was funny.
Oh
man.
yeah, like the proto goth. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, she gets in the car. Jerry, I've been in contact with Ethan. She opened. I think she opens with that. And I just I fell out. I was like, oh my God, I completely forgot about this. I love this. You know, I've been in contact with Ethan. He's my spirit guide, by the way. You know, it was just great. You know, she was I could totally see her and Winona Ryder from the original Beetlejuice like hanging out at some point.
100%.
You know, like
Totally. Yeah.
And Ali Sheedy from Breakfast Club, dude.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, they're bros. I don't know. That's pretty much all I have to say, really. Like it was entertaining. It was fun.
That's
it was
all right.
ridiculous. It was a
It's not like, you know,
fest.
wow, I've never seen anything like this before.
Exactly.
No.
It's quite the
Not like-
opposite. It's like, I know this, you know, like this is, but that's kind of what's good about it is it's a, you know, yeah, it's a B Ferris Bueller, you know, it's of the same era.
Of the same ilk, even. Yeah.
Of the same ilk. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's got lots of charm in and of itself. It's got a good cast. We talk about the cast a little bit.
Yeah, and the script is sharp, man. You know, like the way that it's shot is great. Like there's a lot of shots that are, you know, from under, you know, or from like this low point. Like I was noticing, you know, when he goes into Dolinsky's office and the guy's like, you know, you're under suspicion now for, you know, the concealed weapon. It's like it's all shot like up, like you're this like small student looking up at this authoritarian figure,
stuff.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I really dug that. It's got style, and that's what I think is so cool, you know. And like the quick cuts.
So it's like whip crack cuts to the clock, you know,
Yeah.
ticking towards
always.
You know,
like the clock is almost like a character in the movie, which is great, you know, because of the title. But it's like we're constantly on that clock. Everybody knows that. I mean, certainly everybody that grew up in that time period knows that clock. That fucking clock was everywhere, right? It was like
sure. You're just not usually
standard issue
subject to an
clock.
ass whooping when you get out of school. You know,
staring at it, hoping
usually
it goes
getting out of
faster.
school is like you're like psyched. You're like, yes.
Yeah, totally. But
Yeah.
I feel like I was going somewhere with that
Style.
shit.
Stylization and shooting.
Well, the style, yeah. So the style, and so I was saying that the script is sharply written. Like the style is good, the dialogue is great, and the actors executing it are really good, man. And whoever edited it obviously just buttoned it up super nice, you know, because it's like there's a lot of like up and comers in here. Like Yardley Smith is in this, who famously plays Lisa Simpson on The Simpsons, man. And like, you know, she was on Herman's Head and like all this other stuff. She's great, dude. Great. Love her, man. So we get a little bit of her. We get skinny Jeffrey Tambor, dude.
Jeffrey Tambor, man.
That was wild.
I cannot remember another thing I've seen Jeffrey Tambor in, even from the 80s where he was that skinny. Yeah, exactly.
No,
like I remember him on the Larry Sanders Show, which was fantastic.
Yeah.
And he had bulked up then, you know.
That was probably my introduction to him.
Great to see him. The little sister was really funny, and she was in a bunch of 80s stuff, man. I couldn't name one, but she was familiar. You know,
it's a perfect way to describe the actor.
You're so not memorable.
You're in a bunch of stuff.
But I remember you from everything.
Memorable yet unmemorable.
Memorable but unknown.
It's great.
Yeah, it's the plight of the character actor. Like, yeah, that guy.
Yeah, exactly, that guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was sharp, man, and it had its own style, and I think that's where it really like
it helped.
Won me. Yeah, it definitely helped and won me over back then, and even now. Like, I don't really see a lot of stuff.
We were talking
like
about
that.
Hannah,
It's
about
cool.
how the style of Hannah was one of the major interesting factors too. Like, there's something to be said for it being interesting. You know, like, it's an interesting style. Keeps you there.
Absolutely, man.
Just another spice in the dish. You know.
Yeah. And you know, talking about Richard Tyson for a second.
Speaking of casting,
that guy has always been Buddy Revell to me. Like, this was the first thing I saw him in. Every subsequent movie, I would always be like, "Oh, Buddy Revell's in this movie." Like when we did Kingpin, you know, when he's the owner of the strip club that Randy Quaid is stripping in.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, Buddy Revell. It's always Buddy Revell, dude. He's
never heard of
Buddy
Revell. This is
Revell.
a huge hole in my
Kindergarten Cop.
Yeah, Kindergarten Cop, dude.
I gotta
Didn't he
watch
play
that again.
bad guy?
And you were
in
just
that?
watching Black Hawk Down. He's in
crisp.
Black Hawk Down.
He is in Black Hawk Down. He's got a good part in that too.
Same. He's in so much shit.
He really is. Yeah.
We should do Kindergarten Cop.
That's that guy.
I feel like that's a worthy next Arnie.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Kindergarten Cop or maybe Twins.
Sure.
Twins. Yeah.
Do a silly Arnie.
Yeah, this is a guy that like I always wanted to see more of and did not ever.
But then you look at his list and
enough
he's
of.
got a shitload of work. I just have never.
I'm not saying that. Let me just take a quick peek. See.
He's still active.
I mean, he's got.
Yeah, he's 60.
Still acting.
I think.
Like,
yeah.
But he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 since 2023.
Oh, this was his first movie. Holy shit!
He's got 9 upcoming. Like, he's in fucking so much stuff. But I just
this was his first movie, dude.
I mean, it's a pretty great intro.
It really is.
He
Dude.
looks like fucking the Undertaker in this, man. Like
he totally does.
He's got some serious WWE.
It's like the perfect like fucking druggies,
Yeah.
Well, he's also he's also
the Undertaker.
he's a Farrelly Brothers favorite, dude, because he was in Kingpin, he was in Something About Mary, he was in Me, Myself, and Irene. So did little part.
Kingpin, owner of Stiffies.
Yep.
Right.
I don't know. He's good in this, man. He's just very. I don't know. It's this. It's the Western thing, the strong silent type. You know, he's the terrifying guy.
If he was that kid in my school, he would have been wearing a drug rug. Like
What's
instead of a leather jacket, he would have been wearing like that, like the drug rug, like the burlap, like
hoodie,
pullover
tie dye
hoodie.
shit.
With,
Sure.
Yeah, like
Drug rug.
like
Love
that.
that.
You know what I'm talking about.
I do. I just never heard it called that.
Like what Jack Burton wears in
yes,
fucking,
that is a drug rug.
yeah, it's that thing, that like poncho, in quotation marks, poncho,
hoodie, whatever.
Sears is it a Sears poncho?
It's a drug rug. It's a drug rug.
No, you definitely did not acquire that at Sears. You acquired that.
You bought it at a head shop. It smells like Nag Champa and weed, and
came with a free FEMA clay mushroom necklace.
Yeah, it comes pre-soaked in patchouli oil. You get it at a head shop. Yeah,
it's scratchy as fuck, and it's not comfortable, but you wear it every day anyways because it's got a big pocket to put your weed in.
The only pocket. The only pocket is the pouch pocket. Yeah, exactly.
100%.
What happens if you just type that into Google, man?
That's how we start following another Instagram account like Vape Bros.
Rug. I mean, I'm on Brave, but I'll try it and see what it comes up with. Oh my God, dude!
Drug Rug hoodie.
Type in,
Benny, it comes straight up.
On Brave, it comes straight up.
It's right there, man. Exactly.
It's called the
BajaHoodies.com.
Yeah. There you go, Mexican Baja hoodie or the Artisan's Bazaar Baja hoodie.
I will speak on behalf of the Australian nation that Surfer Dude Baja hoodie drug rug is a major fashion kind of look over here. Like the surfer bro druggy thing is a huge thing. It's a huge thing, yeah.
Well, hey, dude, the hippies got their shit together. They actually created a website called hippies.com where you can get Baja hoodies and drug rugs. I'm not joking, dude. I'm looking at it right now. I'm gonna click on it.
Hippies.com.
Hippies.com.
Hey, man, is that Freedom Rock?
Hey, turn it up. So these don't look itchy.
Can we please talk about how the female models?
Those look way too comfortable. Those
are
actually
drug rugs.
They're not like made out of like burlap.
These are fashion. They need to be burlap, bro.
They're shirt cotton drug rugs, dude.
These are like soft chamois. And then you got like, blankets and shit down below.
It's like a onesie drug rug. That doesn't count.
Look at this right here, Ben.
It says
at the bottom. It said this kid named Kevin. I can't believe a Kev would do this to us. He says these are not scratchy like my others. It's groovy.
He's got more than one.
They seem to fit well. Thanks for the wicked fast shipping. These drug rugs are so soft.
Wicked fast, wicked pissa, Kevin.
Nice job. You are a fucking. Poser.
You're missing the point. If it's not scratchy,
if it's not scratchy, dude,
you're fucking doing it wrong.
Yeah, you are doing it wrong, and it's not legit, bro. As we say in 2025, join us in 2025. That shit's not legit.
I mean, everybody knows. I mean, I knew that there was always like the kid that like hit puberty way too early in school.
Sure.
Like the 12-year-old that was like 6'3" and had a mustache.
Yeah.
And he wore a drug rug, and it was scratchy and itchy, and that made him irritable, and he became a fucking bully.
I'm not seeing what I would consider
he was
to be
out of his mind. He was like really paranoid, and he just wanted to fucking fuck with
he was like
kids with bowl cuts like me,
a hippie Buddy Revell sort of. Benny, I'm not seeing the OG drug rug on this site. I mean, I don't know why I would think that I would. In my opinion, the OG
drug rug has to have some reddish, grayish, blackish hues to it. There's got to be a bit of red in there.
I had one at one point that was like red and gray and black.
Now the truth comes out.
That's what I'm saying.
Benny's laying it down. I was a drug rug addict.
I was like, if I have one of these, nobody will fuck with me.
Yeah, there you go, right? Oh, they have oh man, I'm getting some serious AI. I typed in OG drug rug and I'm getting some serious AI action on this. Also known as the drug rug, which originated in Baja, California. These garments, traditionally called sudadera de jerga in Spanish.
Definitely not white boy reading. I like that. Sudadera.
Sudadera de jerga.
I love it.
Anyway, it so hard. Yeah, I don't see an OG drug rug, dude. It's really kind of bugging me. What is it?
Mexican Baja hoodie. I mean, everything is like
Drug Rug.
everything is nerfed nowadays, So of
It
course
is.
the
This
drug
is
rugs
so
are like
nerfed.
super
It's so
soft
nerfed.
and comfy,
Yeah. Right? And like for people with sensitive skin.
Here you go, man. Here you go.
It's not
I found
bad.
one.
Did you?
Yeah.
Post it up, bro. Post
I'm
it up in the
posting.
chat.
Yeah. The one that's there now, the Bob Dylan's kid one, is not the one. This one is it's not the
Dylan's
actual thing.
kid.
It's Luke.
Ooh, found on Pinterest.
Luke Perry in a drug rug.
Oh, that's
You can do it-
shorty. It's a short sleeve drug.
It's a
rug.
short sleeve. You
How
would
do you
love
feel
it,
about
Kev. It's a
that?
short sleeve drug rug.
Share it in. Oh, I was going to say share it in the chat on the Zoom chat, but whatever.
Oh, and no, it's in
that.
WhatsApp, homie. That's where we do our talking.
Which one? The Pinterest or Glamour?
No, the bottom one. It's Luke Perry in a drug rug. It's a whole article about him, dude.
Dude, that is Luke Perry. What the
It's a whole
hell?
glamour.
I know.
article
In a
Glamour.
short sleeve drug
Fashion-
rug, like I said, you would
Fashion
love it.
Dude.
Short
flashback,
sleeve.
an ode to the Baja sweatshirt.
Fucking R.I.P., bro. I miss this dude. I
Right?
can't believe he died.
Yeah,
Seriously,
man.
I remember
I'm gonna start
when he died,
wearing
we
black and
talked about
white
it.
short sleeve Bajas in tribute.
Right?
The surfing hippie cousin. of the
$2,500?
reliable old poncho.
I don't think, but that
Oh,
one that he's
interesting.
wearing, I mean, that's definitely legit because that was the 80s. But I'm thinking like
modified.
there was like a cream colored one was like the OG.
Yeah,
one.
maybe.
That's the one I have in my head.
I love how
anyway.
far down this rabbit hole we're going.
Look up Jack Burton drug rug.
Oh, there
That's
you go.
Pretty,
That's the one.
that's
Yeah.
pretty legit right there.
Jack
Oh yeah.
Burton. Drug.
Well, there was the two. There's like the two families. Yeah, the Jack Burton one is family A, and then the red, gray, black one is family B. I think.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was a very common, sort of color scheme.
We should bring these fuckers
back in the day.
back, man.
They are back. They already are.
Are
they
they?
are already back.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah, they're back, but now they're not scratchy and shitty anymore. They're like
just ask Kevin from hippies.com.
they're soft and comfortable, and they cost way too much money. Like you used to be able to buy them at like the county fair for like $5, and
Sure.
now they're
There you
like
go.
I'm loving the like
Now they're
Rasta
like-
versions.
$259, and they're like super soft and cozy.
Yeah,
And
no,
this
that's
is
not
the
a
same
drug
thing.
rug. Dude, it's not.
It needs to make you irritable, and it's like wearing a hair
You
shirt.
do,
you
yeah,
know?
you need to be in. If you're not getting pissed while you're wearing it or irritated, then it's not OG,
That's it.
bro. It's not legit.
I feel like the origin of the drug rug is it's the 12-year-old dude's mustache hair that got like dyed and woven into an uncomfortable garment.
Yeah.
And that's why they're mad
Drug
about
Drug rugs are popularly sold in Mexico, but are also found at Ragstock, Zoomies, and Journeys.
it. Journeys. Ew.
Totally. Holy shit.
Okay, well,
They
based
were
on that
scratchy because they were
cul-de-sac-
made out of hemp.
You're made out of hemp. I
Right.
will state for the record.
You're made out of hemp.
Your
face
is stupid. Richard Tyson
And made
would, in
out of
fact,
hemp.
have been wearing a drug rug. I kind of like that they didn't make him the druggy dude, though. I kind of like that weird, skinny, like crackhead-looking accountant guy was kind of the druggy dude.
Yeah.
Who, his
the
buddy?
dude with the beret.
Not his buddy.
Oh,
No,
he was-
the guy.
no,
that
he was
like,
the
dude, you
betting
survive
pool
like
guy.
3 minutes, man. The odds are.
Yeah.
That guy.
We're all betting on you. We got a betting pool. That dude with like the
Yeah,
skinny
he
with
was
the
the druggy
beret.
guy.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
I'm surprised I never had a drug rug because I was definitely firmly in the druggy camp.
Dude, in my mind, if I throw a drug rug on you, it's perfect. It
Right?
fits perfectly. It's
And I'm
perfect for
kind of
you.
mad, so it kind of works.
And I'm kind of.
I mean, when we show up at the next con, we're
Like a-
all going to have to wear drug rugs. you know?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, for our next live appearance, we'll charge $5 for a ticket. We'll make $400.
And the only person that'll show up Is the lottery going?
We
I'm
still
going to
won't be
say
able to
one
cover the cost of our
$5 ticket.
modern
The plane
drug
ticket
rugs.
for you guys are ruining my thing. The plane ticket for Chad will cost us $2,500, so
Yeah,
we'll
100%.
make negative $2,000. Perfect.
Yeah, that's fine.
No, I was going to say they wouldn't even cover the cost of our modern, comfy drug rugs. You know,
Right. Yeah, that too. And I said, you know what happens if you sell $5 tickets?
What?
I'll have one $5 ticket. You only sell one of them, dude. Especially if it's Drug Rug. The guy delivering the Drug Rug from Baja.
Sure, it's true. It's true.
Okay, that's Drug Rugs.
That's 3:00 high. So let's
That's Jim
wrap
Morrison's
this up.
yoked cousin.
We have no bits. We have no bobs. We have no nuggets. We have no.
Steven Spielberg executive produced this fucking thing.
I'm not surprised. I would. This is a cool movie.
It was interesting.
You know. All right, we have one nugget. Chad's one nugget,
That's it.
and then we don't have any deaths except the fact that I showed up an hour and 45 minutes late for work.
That was pretty good. We should
That is
shout
a
out
good
Philip
death,
Baker
right?
Hall, though, and
Yes, we
I
should.
don't think we did.
But
Yes.
We did not. We
And
did
the
not.
weird
And I'm a
bald
big fan of
security
him.
guard with the weird bald security boss. Like, those guys were weird.
Oh, that was the guy I wanted to shout out. That was Mitch Pileggi, dude, who famously
From
was
what?
on the X-Files for 8 million years. He was like the director on the X-Files.
You know, like... Oh,
Are you guys
okay.
at all familiar
Yeah,
with the
it's
X-Files?
been too long,
I mean,
but
even
yeah,
like
I
a
was way into the X-Files back in the
cursory.
day.
it's been a little
Yeah.
while. Yeah.
It's been
Yeah,
a
it's
long
been a
time.
while, but like,
But you know who needs to be in that group? Like, I think, what was it? Duke, Mitch Pileggi. He was like, he does Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And Billy Zane does what Tuesdays and Thursdays in terms of bald guy security. I think Billy Zane needs to be one of the security guards. 1987 Billy Zane.
1987 Billy Zane, but that wasn't Billy Zane. It was rocking a beautiful mane of hair.
Yeah, but we
He
should share his
was. He really was. Yeah.
head. Billy
He
Zane.
was trying to rape Tom Cruise's wife.
What? Okay.
Did you ever see that movie where with
No.
Nicole Kidman? He's like, yeah,
But that pregnant
can't
pause,
remember
no
what
pun
that was.
intended,
you're talking
was
about
rather funny.
No, you're talking about Dead Calm. That's a
Yes.
great movie, dude.
Yeah.
That's an excellent movie, actually.
But all
Yeah.
we're like, yeah, I love Billy Zane. Yeah, when he wasn't trying to rape Tom Hanks'
Nicole Kidman. No, Tom Cruise's wife.
No, Tom Hanks.
Well,
Tom
that's a
Cruise.
death because it was Tom Cruise.
Tom
I know.
I'm gonna give Betty a rare death.
No, that was me. I said that.
Oh, well, then there you go.
That's a raped by Billy Zane death.
David
wait.
S. Pumpkin's wife.
Raping
was-
Tom
yeah.
Hanks' wife. It's not even funny to joke about rape at all.
I mean,
No.
We're gonna
But that's
do
kind
it.
of what that movie was about, though,
Right?
right? I mean, like, it was like, yeah. They're
No,
on a
it literally
sailboat
was
and-
about that. So
Yeah.
I forgot. I had a death from last week. So I had a death from last week because I referred to this as a 90s movie when we said, "Oh,
oh, you son of a bitch.
I'm in." Anyway, so that would be the deaths. Recommendations. I would highly recommend this movie. I still think it's great.
Check it out.
It was extremely entertaining. If you love a good 80s movie, this is a great one. It's light. It's like Ferris Bueller light fare. It's great. You know, like even the
Dude,
Breakfast Club gets a little dark
kinda
at times.
Natty
This
Ice to
movie
Ferris
is great.
Bueller's kind of, IPA or
All right,
something. Like, it's
maybe it is,
light,
but
light.
it's got some up and coming actors in it. It doesn't have anybody that's like flat out like a blockbuster person like Matthew Broderick or whatever. But like it's still great. And Casey Shimashko's great. Tyson's great. Mitch Pileggi's great. Everybody. Philip Baker Hall is great for the 2 minutes he's in it. You know, like it's great. And it's a great like bully sort of fantasy movie. So yes, go see it
in theaters.
now.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, it's worth checking out. It's not amazing. Like, don't go in if you're gonna listen and be like, "It's the best fucking movie." It's not. It's fun though. It's really
It's
fun,
not.
and it like grows on you. Check it out.
Yeah. I mean, it's something you need to see if, like, you're an 80s completionist, for sure.
Yeah, That's fair.
Definitely.
But you might like it if you're like a Parker Lewis fan, or like it might, like if you just like Ferris Bueller's Day Off or something, like it's worth a watch, I think. That's it. Yeah. Good cast, well shot, well edited.
All that in a bag of chips.
Pretty funny, Yeah.
But it's all that in a bag of chips, like sitting on a couch with your poncho, your Baja
With your
poncho,
drug rug.
like
With your
chips
drug
all over
rug.
it,
With your modern, soft, comfy drug rug.
Fuck that. Fuck that guy, Kevin.
No,
Fuck
it's got to be made out of
hippies.com.
it has to be made out of hemp, like the original ones. That's why they were so scratchy, dude.
Yeah, fuck those guys and their fucking snuggy
Scratchy
drug rugs.
If you weren't annoyed, it's not OG.
Well, Young Guns next week, eh? Let's do that.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Fuck yeah.
Hey. All right. Hey. Well, there you have it, folks. Thanks for joining us for this super weird episode of 3 O'Clock High and Other Thoughts. And we'll see you next week for Young Guns, starring Casey Shimashko again, and a whole bunch of other cool people. And that's it. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt.
So sexy.
That's called capturing the moment, folks.
That was good stuff right there. That was a timing
right?
bomb.
Timing bomb. And that's going to wrap up this week's episode, folks. If you'd like to check out the show notes, you can do so in your podcast app of choice, or on our website, ebd.fm/episodes/317. Additionally, if you'd like to support the show, you can do so in a number of wonderful ways. You can support us directly on Patreon, 1. 2, you can support us by telling your friends or just going down to the town square and shouting it out. You can also leave us a review. That's really helpful. Or just talk about it on social media or make a movie about it. I don't know. A lot of ways to do it, and we appreciate it. So thank you. Additionally, if you'd like to join us on social, you can do so on Instagram. We use the handle @EBD Podcast. And that's it. Thanks for joining us for 3 O'Clock High. We'll see you next week for Young Guns. So long for now, folks.
One for C-Lab, 2 for Troy, 3 for Wolverine to round out the trio in this episode. Everybody dies.
Beady, beady, beady. I'm a model, you know what I mean, and I do my little turn on the catwalk.
I feel like Johnny Cash should have covered that.
Catwalk. On the catwalk. Right?
I'll do my little turn on the catwalk.
Like Hurt, like he covered Hurt, took over that song. He could totally take over on the catwalk. Right Said Fred, is that what it was?
Yeah, Right Said Fred. I remember getting a hold of like a Spanish copy of it, and I was like, I just would like laughed so hard
With the polka
listening
horns?
to that guy, because it was that guy singing like a Spanish version of it, and I was like, this is so funny, dude. So weird.
I'm into it. You should put that in as the bed track if it's the same song but in Spanish.
I'm gonna find it.
It's a way to one way to try to avoid a copyright infringement.
Exactly.
There you go. No, we should just do like those watermarks, like that people use in like audio stuff, but ours will be like,
Dude,
playing in the background, EBD Gold.
it turns out
EBD Gold.
there's like a crazy nugget here where the 2 security guards from this movie went on to become Right Said Fred. I mean, you got to check this out. You got to check out this Wikipedia.
Right?
Are you serious?
Uh-huh.
Right.
Look at them. They look exactly like them.
I know they do. Oh my God.
Oh, my love, too sexy for my love, love's going to leave.
Just like the cheesy, like drum beat machine, So great.
Oh my goodness.
Any damn way.
Okay, that was fun.
That was
I'm too sexy for my shit.
You have trying to do
broadcasting live from inside the
it's
Power
not coming through
Band.
the microphone
This
properly. Or you
is
like,
the blah. In this episode,
Yeah, the thing where you-
everybody dies. I'm your host. Chad is now. Chad is now
the juice harp thing with your
Hawkins,
mouth, but like you smack the sides of your mouth.
along
and
with
it does like
my good friends,
thing,
friend
but
of
it's
Porkins.
not coming through on the microphone for some reason. So yeah, you know what I mean.
and Chad is
I'm a
now
model,
Porkins.
you know what I mean. And I look an awful lot like Vin
Welcome to the
Diesel.
show, folks. This week we're talking about
Yeah, Vin
the
Diesel.
1986
I jumped my Lamborghini,
Classic.
Vin Diesel.
3 o'clock high. And of course, we'll get to that much, much later in the show after I bother to show up for work.
In Dubai.
For now, let's listen to
I
Ben
jumped
and
my
Chad talk about
Lamborghini
something
in
else.
Dubai.
How's that? That's that. We'll work with that. My cats are absolutely going fucking ballistic, man. I cannot wait to feed the two of you so you stop moving.
Yeah,
All right.
I'll do that.
Uploading now.
Oh, right.
Yeah, cursory search, man. I don't have any
Stop.
too sexy in Spanish.
Oh yeah. What?
Oh, maybe. Ooh.
If I go on Edge, it'll.
Got book.
Oh, it'll pop up on YouTube. I'm sure, dude. In fact,
Yeah, I think I got it.
tab right here.
That turned around real fast.
Yeah, Spanish version, 1991, right here. Here we go. Coming at you.
Yep, found it. Soy muy sexy para ti. Muy sexy para ti. That's definitely. It's exactly the same bed track.
There's nothing to it. That's what's so brilliant about this song is there's literally nothing to it, dude.
There's
It's just
nothing
this
to it.
Little cheesy little drum machine beat. You know, it's like
it's a shitty dance music song
yeah,
that
exactly.
was made famous because some bald dude,
Was bald.
said I'm too sexy. Yeah.
Yes, there's a perfect MTV viral style track.
Sexy, it hurts.
Where are you? What is that? Where are you getting that?
Sexy for Milan, you'll get Japan.
It's a spoken word version.
There you go. And this week featuring Right Said Fred doing spoken word.
He's got just that little bit of German kind of going on there.
I'm not sure why there's one guy who's fake playing a bass guitar while the other guy is just singing, but they're both bald.
Yeah.
They're both, I don't know, not ripped, but like cut.
They're cut, dude.
Well, it says
They're not
the
shredded,
Fairbrass
but they're
brothers
bald.
have, the
And
Fairbrass brothers have stated that the song's lyrics are centered on certain users of the gym they owned in London, who they claimed had no shame. Quote, a lot of models used our gym. Sorry, I should probably do the Dan Carlin. Quote, a lot of models used our gym, so we thought it was time to start poking fun at them. End quote.
Are you talking about, is that Dan Carlin from
Dan
Hardcore
Carlin,
History?
yeah.
Yeah.
End quote.
Oh, I haven't heard one of those in years, dude.
Vin Diesel sure was young in this video.
There's
Best
so
quote.
much.
Best comment
Oh,
on
that's great,
YouTube.
dude.
That's funny.
The things he's too sexy for: his shirt, his love, Milan, New York, Japan, your party, his car, his hat, his cat, the song. Potentially a bonus episode in the can.
Yeah, exactly, right?
I don't know. I want to listen to it. I want to cut it up and I want to see how it goes. And we'll just.
Oh, we didn't do an intro, though. You want to do a quick intro before we get off the horn? It'll only take a couple
Oh, yeah.
seconds.
Fuck. Fuck, I'm already uploading my track to you, dude.
Whatever. Just do a little mini.
In fact, I think, yeah, all right, that's fine. It's still loading up. I'll just delete it and reload it. Let me go to the end here. Broadcasting live from inside the power band. This is the blah. In this episode, everybody dies. I'm your host. Chad is now Porkins, along with my good friends, friend of Porkins.
Hey.
And Chad is now Porkins.
What up? Red 6 standing by.
Welcome to the show, folks. This week we're talking about the
I can't pull up.
86
I can't pull up any further.
classic 3 o'clock high. And of course, we'll get to that much, much later in the show after I bother to show up for work. For now, let's listen to Ben and Chad talk about something else. How's that? We'll work with that.
All right, I'm out. I'll catch you guys later.
Save it. We save this. See you, buddy.
Bye.
Ciao.
Soy tan sexy che mi amor, tan sexy che mi amor va a abbandonarmi.
Soy ideal.